So here in the today's class, I would like to cover an introduction and the features of this AutoIT. Okay, so this is the only concept which I would like to explain for the today's class. So if you remember, in order to handle these window-based pop-ups, we used a robot class, right? Robot class to enter values into the pop-up text fields. We used this, right? We used this one in order to enter this particular stuff. Whereas the another point out over here, what we need to consider is, okay, so that's fine. So the another point of what we need to consider out over here is to handle such a kind of window-based pop-ups. We have some third-party tools. They are AutoIT, Sikuli, etc. So among those, we are gonna study in detail about this AutoIT tool. Okay, so we are gonna study in detail about this AutoIT tool. So what I'm gonna do right now is AutoIT is a third-party tool which is used to handle any kind of a window-based application. Okay, it's a freeware, basic like a scripting language designed for automating the Windows GUI and a general scripting. In order to automate the Windows GUI, we are going for this AutoIT. It is used a combination of a simulated keystrokes and as well as a mouse movements and a window control manipulations. We are using this AutoIT. AutoIT is also very small, self-contained, and it will run on all versions of Windows. This gonna be applicable only for Windows operating system itself. Okay, this AutoIT is gonna be working on specifically for Windows operating system. It's not for any other operating system. In general, AutoIT is just like an automation tool like Selenium, but unlike Selenium, it is using for desktop applications rather than a web application. Okay, it's gonna be used for a desktop applications rather than a web application. And it is a powerful tool, and it just not to automate the desktop of windows and of forms, it automates the mouse movements and as well as the keystroke also. So whatever the various kinds of mouse movements we have, we can automate all those things using this AutoIT tool. Fine. So we need to integrate this AutoIT in our Selenium. The reason is, as we discussed that using this AutoIT, we are going to handle the window-based pop-ups. So what we are going to do means, we are going to handle the window-based pop-up, the file uploading pop-up using this AutoIT. And then we need to integrate this AutoIT code with your WebDriver program. So this is what we need to do. Simply we will handle this. Okay, so this is the basic logic. So we will handle this AutoIT scenario. Okay, the window based pop-up scenario using this AutoIT first, and later we will integrate this AutoIT code in your WebDriver program. That's it. Okay, fine. So that's the basic thing which we have. So how to work on this particular AutoIT means, go to Google homepage and AutoIT free downloads. Click on a first link to download this AutoIT, and then it will navigate to AutoIT downloads page. Okay, it will navigate to AutoIT downloads page, and from here if you observe AutoIT full installation, and it's gonna display the download AutoIT option for us. So click on this download AutoIT. It's gonna download an AutoIT setup file to your machine. Okay, it's gonna download an AutoIT setup file to your machine. So double click on the downloaded file and follow the installation steps to finish this installation. Okay, follow these installation steps in order to finish this AutoIT. Okay, in order to finish downloading of this AutoIT. Once this one was successfully installed, to cross check, go to C drive, programming files. Here you can find a folder for AutoIT. See, programming files are 86. See, you can find a folder for AutoIT. See here, this is the folder. AutoIT 3, a folder is there. Okay, AutoIT 3 folder is there. Double click on that and navigate to this folder. It contains an option. See, these two, the highlighted, okay, the highlighted symbol. So in which when you perform a double click operation on AU3 info, it's gonna display another window based pop-up here. On this particular pop-up, so if you observe the title, Frozen AutoIT V3 window information. So using this particular window, we can identify any object or property. We can identify any window based object or property using this pop-up. How can we do that? On that particular pop-up, you have a finder tool. This is a finder tool. So if you observe, here is a finder tool, whatever we have. See, here is that. So on this finder tool here, wherever I am hovering my mouse, so drag this tool, drop it anywhere. It will display the window based properties or else the various kinds of properties related to that object, the finder tool. So to cross check that one, what I'm doing right now means I'm trying to open that window based pop-up application. Okay, so let me open that application first on a Chrome browser. I just opened this one and here is the pop-up for me. Now on this particular pop-up, what I am doing means drag this finder tool and drop it on a text field. See, this is a window and this contains a title property as a window. So it is stating that the title property of this window is an open. Okay, the title property of this particular window is open. And when you switch to a control tab, it is stating as a class as an editor, instance as a one. Okay, class as an editor and instance as a one. These are the properties for that text field. Drag this finder tool and drop it on an open button. Class as a button, instance as a one. Drag this finder tool and drop it on a cancel button. Class as a button, instance as a 2. Okay, class as a button, instance as a 2. So it means we can identify various kinds of window properties using this finder tool. Is it clear for everybody how to use this finder tool? Fine. And then the another most important thing is, see, the only thing what we need to do is drag this finder and drop it anywhere you want. That's it. Wherever you want, just drop it. Automatically, it will display the window-based properties over there. The designed object properties, it's gonna display over there. That's it. The designed object properties, it's gonna display over there. So drag it, drop it. So here, under the control, it's gonna display the object properties. Under the window, it's gonna display the actual window property. That's it. Fine. Done up to here. So the another point of what we need to consider out over here is, okay, so the another point of what we need to consider out over here is, okay, finder and as well as the tool. Our ultimate objective is we need to write a program which will handle that pop-up. Okay, we need to write down a program which will handle that particular pop-up. So here AutoIT is having a separate editor, okay, to write its program. In order to write its own program, AutoIT is having a separate editor to write its own programs. So what I would like to do here means, on this AutoIT folder, move to this SIETE folder. It contains an SIETE icon. Double click on that, which will open this AutoIT editor window. Which will open up this AutoIT editor window. From this particular window, I can write a program which will interact with the objects on that window. To cross check, here what I am doing means I am storing that window information dollar with handle is equal to, okay, dollar win handle is equal to win get handle of open. I noticed that the title of that particular window is open, and here we need to use a single quotes. So I just kept it in a single quotes. So it means when get a handle of open, whatever the window information is there, with a title as a open, store this information into dollar window handle variable. And next, the another point is when activate is a command which will activate the window. So here we already stored this window information in a win handle, hence I kept this one in a win handle. So it means when activate a dollar window handle is gonna be activating that particular window which is having a title as an open. Now save this one and I am naming it as RIA. In my D drive, I just saved my file. So go to the D drive to cross check it once. See here D drive. It contains a RIA AutoIT program. See, RIA AutoIT program is here. So what we need to do is in AutoIT compile the program whatever we have created. Okay, compile the program. So AutoIT tools compile. I just compiled this code. Wherever you have a compile, if you navigate to the folder where this file got saved, an executable file got created by my AutoIT. See, an executable file got created. So it means if you clearly observe, I just created a script and I compiled that program, automatically an .exe file got created by my AutoIT. Okay, by my AutoIT an exe file got created. So double click on that exe file. If you observe, this window got activated. See, whenever you perform a double click operation, that window got activated. As on that code, we asked it to activate that window. Whenever you are performing a double click operation, it's gonna perform the operation on a window which is having a title as a open, and the command we have given is a win activate, hence it is activating that. Cool. Guys, is this point clear for everybody? Okay, fine. Done up to here. So, on this window, not only this one, I would like to enter a value into this text field. Drag this finder tool, drop it on a text field. It is having a class as an edit instance as a one. So switch to the AutoIT editor. Here, control, set text. I would like to set a text out over here, where in which dollar win handle, and here in which I would like to enter a value, where I would like to enter this value class edits instance 1, class on an object which is having a class as an edit semicolon instance as a 1, comma the value. Okay, so the next parameter what we need to specify out over here is, just a second, I think I made a mistake. So the second parameter is a blank, so we no need to pass any parameter here. So the third parameter is this one, and the last parameter is the file location, D drive pic.png. This is what we need to specify as a last parameter. So again compile this program, go to the D drive, double click on that exe, it should enter a value here. If it's not entering means there might be some issue in the code whatever we have given. Okay, so class as an editor, instance as a 1. Let me double click on that. See, this time it got executed. As I have a given as a space over there, it was unable to recognize that space. Done. So here, I'm done up to here. Finally, I would like to click on open button. Drag this finder tool and drop it on an open button. Class as a button, instance as a 1. So here, control click on win handle, comma, the desired object property is class as a button, instance as a 1. Okay, class as a button and instance as a 1. And the second parameter is a blank here, so we are not going to specify that. So compile this code and double click on this button again. So it hit that open button, hence this file got uploaded. So to cross check this one, in the editor, I am changing this instance to 2. I know that whenever we change the instance to 2 means it's gonna be the cancel button. So when I compile this program, this time it should click on that cancel button, hence the file was not uploaded. So it means we created an AutoIT program using which we generated an .exe file. This is the one which we need to call in our program, which is a WebDriver program. So this is the one which we need to call in our WebDriver program. Okay, fine. So this is the one which we need to call in our WebDriver program. Okay, fine. Done up to here. So the next point what we need to do is, okay, the next point of what we need to do out over here is, how can I call this AutoIT program in your WebDriver codes? So we created an AutoIT program and we created an executable file. How can we call this code or exe file in our WebDriver program? We have two options to call this. The first one is using a processor builder. Okay, using a processor builder, we can call these AutoIT program. See guys, in this document, I have given clear-cut information how to create an AutoIT and how to call this one with each and every command. So just follow these running notes. Okay, and another one is a runtime execution. So what I am doing right now means I am copying this code. This is a basic code whatever we have. I copied this code and I am creating a new class web28 and here I am placing these codes. And now if you observe, after clicking on this one, immediately I would like to call this AutoIT program. So we do have an option which is a processor builder dot start is a method which we are going to use to call the executable file. But we need to specify the executable file for this process builder. For this processor builder, we need to pass three different parameters. So the last parameter is open. Okay. So the second parameter is and the first parameter. So what are all the three different parameters we need to pass? So the first parameter is the exe file location. Let me make a note here. First parameter exe file location. Second parameter desired file which we need to upload, and the third parameter is open always. So if you remember, we already passed this second parameter in our program, hence we no need to pass this program again. Okay, so I'm leaving this second parameter as an open. And now after the uploading, let's wait for some time and now run the script as a Java application. So in my code, see here it has a 2. So it means it's gonna hit a cancel button, not an open button. It's gonna click a cancel button. So the file was not selected. In an AutoIT program, I changed this instance to 1 and I recompiled this program, and now let me rerun my WebDriver program. This time it should click on an open button. So the file will be uploaded. See, the desired file got uploaded and it will terminate the browser after some time. So this is the way how can we call this AutoIT program. Okay, so this is the way how can we call this AutoIT program. Okay, I am copying the whole code and I am creating a new program, Web29. Okay, so now what we are gonna do means we do have another option to call the executable file. That option is a runtime environment. So here the simple point of how can we call this one means runtime dot get runtime. See here, runtime dot get runtime dot exe and specify that exe. That's it. Whatever the exe you would like to specify, just specify that exe. Automatically that script is gonna execute. Automatically that script is going to execute. That's it. So this is the way when I run this script again, run as a Java application, it's gonna execute this stuff. Okay, so it will call that and it will upload the file and it will perform the operations. That's it. So this is the way how can we call this AutoIT. Okay, fine. Am I clear for everybody, or do you people have any questions for me on this AutoIT codes?
I have a quick question on AutoIT.
Yeah,
So you created a variable. So variable, do we have to mention any special character like dollar before the variable?
yes,
Any
that's the
specific
syntax.
reason?
Yeah, that's the syntax which we need to follow. And I just have created a dollar before that. Nothing more than that. That's the syntax which we need to follow, and I have a given dollar prior while creating.
Okay, I mean every time when we define a variable, we have to use the dollar before the
Yes,
variable, correct?
yes, yes.
Okay.
So this is a simple and a most important point, guys. So I just wanna